All right, welcome back finally to HB Unfiltered Sports Talk. We are finally back after a two-month hiatus dealing with some health issues, but we're back. Joined by the Stiff Brownie.
Hello, everybody.
The intern is back. And your dirtbags right here. Today's show is brought to you by J3 Supply Group for your hose and fitting specialist. Also, we got gotbackup.com for your terabyte backup for your computer. And we want to give a big shout out to Joey at Big Rob's Pizza.
What up, Joe?
He obviously just brought us a ton of food today. Pizza, pasta, salad. It was unbelievable. Breadsticks, phenomenal. Garlic breadsticks. You got to go to Big Rob's, Trask and Golden West.
It's delicious.
Excellent pizza.
Thanks, Joe.
And Joey's a great dude, so do that. And if you can't go there and you won't leave Huntington Beach's parameters, you always got first class pizza.
Yep.
And then what else do we got? Aloha Grill. Come on, we got Aloha Grill. So with that being said, remember to go to our website and check out all our stuff on there, our merchandise, hbunfilteredsportstalk.com. And now we're going to shift to the intern to find out what happened this day in sports history, or this week perhaps.
Yes, this week in sports history, 1961, Philadelphia Warriors center Wilt Chamberlain scores 67 points in a 135-126 win over the Knicks. 1964, boxing legend Cassius Clay joins the Nation of Islam and changes his name to Muhammad Ali, calling his former title slave name. 1967, World's Ladies Figure Skating Champion in Vienna is won by Peggy Fleming. 1973, Yankee pitchers Fritz Peterson and Mike Ketchik announced they swapped wives. 1982, NBA highest scoring game ever. San Antonio beats Milwaukee 171-166 with 3 overtimes.
Good defense.
2016, Peyton Manning announces his retirement from the Denver Broncos and the NFL. And today is Shaquille O'Neal's birthday. Happy birthday, Shaq. He is 52 today.
Shaq-a-roni.
Wow, Shaq's 52?
Wow, he looks good.
He does.
He looks good for 52.
He doesn't look old, that is for sure.
I didn't think, after he retired, I didn't think he was going to age well. I thought he'd gain a bunch of weight and be like Barkley, but even bigger. But I guess I was wrong. All right, excellent job, intern, on that. Let's shift to we got golf finally back.
Yes.
All the good players in the PGA, most of them left for the LIV, but we have some still good ones.
Can I brag real quick about you?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. If you people didn't watch us last year, the Dirtbag is fantastic at calling golf winners. He picks usually 3 or 4 golfers. I highly suggest as a gambler to take them top 5, top 10, and top 20. He likes to do outright winners. But
I'm greedy.
But like 80% of the time, these players cash. And we're all about making money here. So without further ado.
All right. I have my picks for you.
It's the Arnold Palmer Invitational, right?
Yeah, Arnold Palmer. I've been even watching these other PGA events that have, like, a bunch of people you never heard of because they're coming up from the Kerry Corn Ferry, whatever it's called.
That the Live Tour has so many star players, there's room for other players.
Right, of course.
And that's like that kid last week that won.
Right.
Nap.
Yeah.
He's a local guy. Shout out to him.
That's the cool thing about the another tournament like the Live starting up. It gives we're not really watching the Live that much, but we are starting to see brand new stars emerge, and those names will become big as they go along.
I do have to say, I watched the entire Live Tour tournament this past weekend.
Okay.
For one reason and one reason only. Anthony Kim is back.
Oh.
And I don't know how you feel
wow.
about him.
I love that guy. What happened to him?
Awesome. The pressure got to him as he was supposed to be the second coming of Tiger Woods.
Yes.
And, obviously he didn't meet those expectations because Tiger is Tiger. And he couldn't mentally handle it, so he left golf, got married, had a kid, started a family, and Live Tour said, hey, you are so popular even though you don't play anymore. Would you like to come on the Live Tour? He shot like shit because he hasn't golfed in, however long. But he had some really good shots.
Yeah.
Like, it's still there.
Yeah.
And I was so stoked that I was watching Anthony Kim golf again.
All right,
I
that's
was
cool.
a huge fan back in the day.
You should have let me know. Though. Yeah, you can always send a text to me, man, and reach out. I didn't get
Oh,
that.
and
I would have watched it with you.
They've gotten better at the camera work also. It's not as like
Oh.
2D or what was that 360i.
Right. Drones.
They've gotten it up to 1080.
Okay, cool. Well, but back to Anthony Kim, the Live Tour coming after him. All it is okay. I'll sign for $250 million.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
I gotta leave my kid and wife for a little bit and go make some money.
So what they have is they have him as an alternate, and if somehow somebody drops out due to like illness or family or injury, he fills the spot for that team.
It's Saudi Arabia. They will kidnap the last guy off of a team to make room for Anthony Kim.
It's great. I was so he showed up. This is how awesome this guy is.
Okay.
First day he shows up in a t-shirt, shorts, and untied Nike high tops. And
Yes.
he has no golf attire.
Yes. It's allowed in the Live.
The first drive he takes off a one,
Yeah.
he sprays it
Okay.
and asks, and you can hear him on camera, he goes, "Can I get a mulligan?" And that's why we love Anthony
Yeah.
Kim, because he's one of us.
He doesn't know the Live rules. They might have a mulligan.
Anyways, go ahead.
All right,
Sorry.
all right. Let's get back to my picks. So the picks that I've gotten, now I've watched these guys, and this course is one of those courses again where you got to stay in the fairway and you got to land on the
Yes.
greens to score. So I'm definitely
a lot of water too.
Tommy Fleetwood is your guy. Great iron player, keeps it in the fairway, great putter. Next, I'm going with somebody who has been awful last year, but I think he's really worked on his game in the offseason because I've been watching him. Justin Thomas is starting to play a lot better.
He's chipping outstanding.
So I got
short
Fleetwood,
coach.
Thomas, and then I'm going with the guy who's really hot, Patrick Cantley.
He's always in the top 5 every single tournament so
Yep.
far this year.
And here's your wild card. Here's the one that can make you money. I'm going with Eric Cole.
Eric Cole to win the tournament is plus 7,500. That means $100 down, you win 7,500.
He plays the Florida courses well. I think he almost won one last year in Florida. It might be even the same course, but he loves playing in Florida on their courses. So take Eric Cole. It's a long shot, but he plays well. He's a good player.
Cantley's the favorite of those 4 that you mentioned. He's at plus 1,700. And you've got Fleetwood and Justin Thomas at basically plus 2,400. So
Very confident
all
episode
good
here.
stuff. But again, remember, top 5, top 10, top 20, unless you're like the dirtbag and you just want the glory.
Yeah. I always put him number 1 for the most money. And then I'm wondering every time when they finish third, why didn't I listen to Stiffy? I'm breaking down here. We might have to cut the commercial. God, sorry about that.
Well, let's transition into what do you want to talk about? Baseball?
the NFL draft.
Okay, let's go to the draft.
Let's go to the NFL draft. So obviously we talked about Caleb. Go to Instagram. We have 2-minute rants, and we talked about Caleb, whether he goes number 1, asking for part of the Bears. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, they don't do that. It's illegal.
Yeah, I don't know where he's getting this confidence. I know he should be good, but a lot of people, it's 50-50 on whether he's decent or he's a bust.
If I'm Chicago, I trade that pick. I trade it to Washington at 2, who desperately want Caleb Williams.
Yep.
I get the number 2 pick plus maybe like a 4th or 5th rounder. I take the number 2 pick. I send it to the number 8 Atlanta Falcons.
Yes.
They desperately need a quarterback. They want to be 2 because they want to either get May or they want to get the kid from LSU.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
I mean,
And get some more picks, and then you still have have first round picks.
I love trading down because when you trade down, you get multiple picks, and then you're looking at like 3 first rounders next year, 3 first rounders the year after that, because you end up getting so much, and you lose so much by trading up. But some teams like Atlanta, they need to trade up. They need a quarterback. You got to get a guy like Mahomes, so then you build around him, and you're in it every year, the playoffs.
And they want to be able to pick who they get. They don't want to be what's left over. And if I'm the Chicago Bears, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Would you feel okay picking Caleb Williams, not knowing what you're getting, and obviously you've seen him quit at USC on that team. He kind of comes out like a prima donna.
He's easy about quitting on that team.
And you've already spent so much time with Fields. I mean, you give him so much time.
He's good. I like Fields.
I just wouldn't go backwards. I would go and get draft picks and build an offensive line and some receivers around him and call it a day.
You know, I like that. I like that. The Bears will be a lot better, a lot more picks. Get those offensive linemen, dude. Aramis Mims out of Georgia. This guy's a beast. I was watching the combine. He's almost 6'8", 340 pounds. He ran a 5.09, but we all know when you run like a 4.59, you just tell people I ran a 4.5.
Right.
You actually round down. You round down even though it's 9 points. So this guy literally ran a 5 flat, you know? He ran almost a 4.99 or whatever.
That is so much.
He is moving
that fast. Gosh.
He's got like no fat on him. I want Pittsburgh to take this guy as their left tackle cuz he'll protect whoever it is, you know. Pickett or Russell Wilson, whoever.
Do you think my Chargers have any shot at getting Marvin Harrison Jr. at 5?
Well, no, they're not going to get him at 5. But I mean, if they trade up to, the Patriots slot, or no, they would definitely have to trade with the Cardinals and flip spots because he will not go past 4, guaranteed.
Yeah, he's too good.
He's too good. That guy will be an all-pro. He's going to be right there with Justin Jefferson and
he's
Chase.
Amazing. I mean, what he did 2 years ago, where he dropped the first pass of the season. He dropped the first pass of the season in the semifinal national championship game. It is like insane.
Yeah, and that quarterback that he had this year couldn't even throw to him really. He wasn't very good, McCourt or whatever his name is, and he already transferred. He already went transfer portal.
What do you think's going to happen with Russell Wilson? That's the big news right now.
Russell Wilson, I think we talked about in our 2-minute rant on Instagram, but I really think Minnesota or Pittsburgh is a destination point
Makes
for him.
No sense.
But I have a feeling he'll end up. Now remember, whoever picks him up doesn't have to pay him anything. The Broncos are paying him, so it's basically a free pickup. So this is right up Vegas and Mark Davis's alley. They have no money.
Yeah, they do have no money.
So I really feel like Russell Wilson, now that Garoppolo's done, and where does Garoppolo go? Does he just do Subway commercials, or does he land somewhere? Maybe with the Patriots?
Well, he's going to have to go somewhere else other than the Raiders, because at the end of the season they flat out didn't play him.
Right. No, he's already been cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, Garoppolo's done. So do they go with Aiden O'Connell, second year out of Purdue, or do they go with Russell Wilson?
I could definitely see him as a Raider.
The 4 teams that I have is Atlanta, either Las Vegas, Minnesota, Pittsburgh for Russell Wilson. I don't see anywhere else where he would really land.
This draft's going to be really interesting because there's even the wild card of Devontae Adams trying to get to the Jets, and that's going to cough up some draft picks to the Raiders.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to take place.
And the Raiders are rebuilding. Devontae Adams is old. He doesn't want to deal with this second-year quarterback or a rebuild with an aging Russell Wilson. Yeah. So why don't you trade him and get like a first-round pick maybe for him, or a second-round pick? I mean, I don't know exactly how much you can get for him.
And one of those young receivers that the Jets have back.
Oh my God.
They've got a ton of them.
Well, I don't think I'd give up Wilson. I would rather have the draft pick actually from the Jets, even if it's the second round, because it's going to be pretty high.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What happens with Wilson, the Jets? Do they just cut him and he becomes a free agent as a backup somewhere?
Wilson.
Oh yeah. You've already forgot him.
You mean Pretty Boy Wilson?
You've already forgot the Jets quarterback. That was before Rodgers.
He's garbage. Well, let's keep talking. About Las Vegas here and focus on the A's getting that new stadium.
Yes, and this dumb Mayor Goodman. What an idiot. She is an absolute idiot thinking she's going to stop this with her words. It is too late, lady. The Tropicana is coming down. And if you're staying there, you might want to check out.
Yep. I just saw the plans today. They just released them on that stadium, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it is such a cool-looking stadium.
Dude, when are you going to Vegas?
I just got back, and I'll be there in 2 weeks.
Dude, you got to be there when they implode it. and watch this thing come down.
I'll ask Quinn if he's going to be out there.
It's going to come down in 10 seconds flat.
I'll ask Quinn
Maybe
Johnson.
faster.
I'll ask Quinn Johnson if he's going to be out there for him. Maybe I'll meet him out there.
Hey, let's try to get a line on what it's going to be. 10.5 seconds. Take the over under on how long the Tropicana takes to come down imploded. Because hey, that has to come down straight.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, there's other hotels that you
and
can't.
it's right next to the freeway.
Yeah, you can't let it just fall over into the MGM. Now we got a real problem.
I'm so excited that spring training started. This is
Yes.
we're just about to get to March Madness.
March Madness.
Spring training started.
That's the problem I always have. I want to go to spring training, but man, spring training is just fake games. They don't mean anything technically. I know the fun, but you're outside. Look at my fair skin. I'll just burn. I'll rip through copper tone. 30, 70, doesn't matter. I'd rather be in the hotel gambling, losing my money over in Vegas, getting a 5-star steak.
Well, I've already basically picked who I think is going to win the World Series, who's going to win the division. I'm like ready to rock and roll on Major League Baseball.
Give it up, man. It's got to be the Dodgers, right?
Well,
now you got to call it barring injuries. Any injury can ruin a fucking baseball team.
Correct. So here's what I did. I obviously everybody and their brother is going to be on the Dodgers, and there's not real value there because it's at plus 360 right now. But I am going to put some future money on them. I'm going to put some future money on the Atlanta Braves at plus 500. I'm going to put some future money on the Philadelphia Phillies at plus 1375. And this is the one out of the American League that I think could possibly do it. Texas isn't going to repeat.
Right.
The Yankees are going to fizzle out. I don't know if Baltimore's going to do what they're doing. How about your Toronto Blue Jays?
Toronto Blue Jays, man, all those kids who had dads that played in the league. I mean, that's what they're forming.
They're plus 1,800.
That's a good bet. In my wild card in the National League, I like the Reds, man. I think the Reds are coming along because I think they can win the Central, and then once you get in, anything can happen.
Well, next week we're going to talk more about who's going to win the AL East, West, and Central, the National League East, West, and Central, and Cincinnati's on that list.
All right, that's it. Have a great weekend. We're back.
Cheers.